Hi lovely ladies, and welcome back to Naomi's Midnight Musings. Today's episode is called Relationship with Self. I'm so happy that you could join another episode of this cozy self-love sleepover. I love this idea. It's something different and it just allows us ladies just to cozy up and talk about issues that we deal with in everyday life. So what I'm going to advise you to do is grab your favourite pillow, grab your favourite blanket, get a cup of herbal tea, get a bowl of popcorn, because tonight we're going to be having a heart-to-heart about the relationship with self. And what I want to tell you quickly is what I'm drinking. So I want to show you this tea bag. This is a tea bag of herbs that I've made myself. So what I've got in here is a herb called Agnus cactus or chasteberry, which is good for balancing out our hormones. And I've also got hibiscus and rosehip, as well as ginger and turmeric. So you can just buy your own bag of herbs, grind them up and put them into one of these organic tea bags. So yeah, that's what I'm drinking tonight. Let me know what you're drinking in the comments box below. So tonight we're going to be having an open and honest conversation about the relationship that we have with ourselves. Because you know, we often talk about the relationship that we have with others, but the most important relationship we'll ever have is the one with ourselves. So it's time that we give it the attention that it deserves. So let's get into story time. I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. A few years ago, I'd look in the mirror at myself and I'd find something to criticise myself about, whether it was my arms I didn't like, whether it was my stomach, whether it was my hair. There was always something that I looked at and criticised myself about. All I saw was flaws. Sometimes I'd make a small mistake and I'd beat myself up about it for days on end. And what I realised is that my inner voice was very, very negative and it was exhausting. It was literally exhausting because I was just like beating myself up about everything, and it kind of put me in like a downward spiral, because if you don't love yourself, nobody else will, and people can tell when you love yourself. And when you don't love yourself, that kind of shows people how to treat you. They will treat you exactly how you treat yourself. So one day when I was criticising myself, I asked myself, would I ever treat any of my friends like this? And I thought to myself, I wouldn't, because you know, I don't criticise my friends. I don't look at my friends and go, oh, well, you don't look good. Oh, well, this doesn't look good. I don't do that to my friends. So why would I do it to myself? That's when I realised and decided to start treating myself like I treat one of my good friends, with kindness, patience and understanding. It wasn't easy at first, but over time, it transformed how I felt about myself and my life. It's like I started to see life in a different light. Because I felt good about myself, the world around me also transformed. It's funny how if you feel bad about yourself, or you're criticising yourself, or all you're seeing is flaws, then you see that in everything that you look at. It's not only yourself you see the flaws in, you see the flaws in everything around you. And that's what I was doing. So as soon as I kind of changed my mind frame and I looked at myself differently, everything else around me changed as well. So ladies, treat yourself the way you treat your best friend. Treat yourself how you treat your partner. You know, treat yourself with love and kindness, because you deserve it. So now let's jump into some questions and answers. And don't forget, if you have any questions, to either email them to me, DM them to me on Instagram, or leave them in the comments box below. So I have a question from Natalie, and Natalie asks, how can I start being kinder to myself? That's a really good question, Natalie. First, start by becoming aware of your self-talk. Whenever you notice negative thoughts, challenge them straight away. Ask yourself, would I say that to a friend? If the answer is no, then stop saying it to yourself, or rephrase it more kindly. Also, it's good to practice self-compassion. Learn to show yourself the compassion that you show to others, because I noticed that I'm a very compassionate person, but at one point I noticed that I didn't show myself the same compassion. And I used to think to myself, why? But showing ourselves compassion isn't something that we really think about. It's something that we give to others, but we never really think of giving it to ourselves. So practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the kindness that you'd offer a loved one during a tough time. So I've got another question from Deborah, who says, I struggle with self-doubt any tips for building self-confidence. And with this one I hear you, Deborah, because self-doubt can be a tough one. One thing that helped with me is keeping a wins journal. So whenever I had a win in life or did something that I was like happy with myself about, I'd write it down in the journal. Every day, write down one thing that you're proud of, even if it's a small thing, because over time you'll have a collection of evidence that shows how capable and amazing you are. Have you ever done that before? Look back at like a journal or something about something that you wrote about yourself or an achievement and think to yourself, oh wow, I did that. Because sometimes you can just forget. So it's good to write down any wins that you have and read them back every so often or when you're feeling down. So now it's time for the comfort corner. So what I want us to do is try a quick exercise to nurture the relationship with ourselves. So close your eyes and imagine your younger self, maybe when you was around between 5 and 10 years old. What would you say to comfort and encourage that child? Can you offer those same words of kindness to yourself as you are now? So after doing that, how do you feel? Remember, you deserve all the love and kindness that you'd give to others. So now it's time for the Pillow Talk Challenge. Your Pillow Talk Challenge for this week is to have a daily date with yourself. Spend 15 minutes of each day doing something that makes you feel good, whether that's reading a book, taking a walk, or just sitting quietly with a cup of tea. Take this time to just check in with yourself and nurture your inner world. Quiet time where you can just sit down amongst yourself with your inner thoughts and no one else around you is bliss. Sometimes I can just lie there and not do anything, and it's like everything's going on in the world, but I'm just there in my safe space. It is such a nice feeling, and it's something that we should do on a daily basis. So it's time to move on to the good night affirmations. So let's end our cozy sleepover with some affirmations. Repeat after me. I am worthy of love and respect, especially from myself. I choose to be kind and patient with myself. I am my own best friend and my biggest supporter. I trust in my journey and embrace my growth. So that is it, my lovely soul sisters. Thank you for joining me for another night of Naomi's Midnight Musings. Don't forget to share your self-love journey using the hashtag Naomi's Night In. So what I want to say is sweet dreams, and don't forget that you are worthy of all the love in the world, starting with your own. So lovely ladies, hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment and share this video and share with like-minded ladies. Bye for now. Mwah.